Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be doing a walkthrough of my account on WebMeUp.app. I've already gone in and set everything up so that I can kind of show you how it works. So pretty slick, just go over to WebMeUp.app, and then in this case you're just going to log in with your email. I'll log in with mine, and then you're going to request your code. And in about 3 or 4 seconds you'll get an email in your inbox. If you don't see it, check your spam, but it only takes about 30 seconds or so to actually send it. For example, I've already got my code, and then the nice thing is I don't have to manage passwords with this, and I can log in anywhere as long as I can prove that I have access to my email. So I actually like to log in a lot. So once you log in, you can get verified, and now here's your dashboard. I've got a few projects set up so that we can take a closer look. So first things first, this is the dashboard. Very slick interface. I really like how clean it is. You've got a very nice logout, welcome, who I am. I'm an owner in the setup. And then you've also got your projects. And then you've got billing, profile, and users. So I am on their pro plan. And their billing interface pretty slick. You've got pro. I signed up for a year, so I have access to the 10 projects and 10 users for a whole year. And then if I wanted to change plans, they have options down here from starter, pro, business, and enterprise. And then you can get better pricing if you go to an annual rate. So yeah, pretty slick on the billing. And then my profile obviously is pretty easy. You just set up your name and your company, and the rest is just view only. And then users, yeah, this is way cool. So you can actually create multiple user types. I've already gone ahead and created the other 2 user types to show you. So the first one is you. Obviously, if you create your new account, you'll be marked as an owner in the system. It doesn't know you yet, so you're now an owner. And then as you add people, we added manager. And then manager has access to the cruise oil project, so we can log in as a viewer or as a manager. It looks like I actually have them swapped. So let's fix that. Yeah, so viewer. And you see, that's easy to fix, even if you swap them like I did by accident. But yeah, so there's the logins, and then you just tell the user, they'll get you've been invited to WebMeUp. And then they just use the same login, except they only have access to the projects, whether they're a viewer or a manager. Pretty cool. And then ultimately, let's go into a project. So here's an example of one of my clients, Cruise Oil. And so we've added them, and then we set up the keyword tracker. So it is tracking changes. It is tracking when they've been added the first time they were seen. We've been running for 2 days. And then ultimately you also have all the information from your Google Search Console as well. And then you get to track how often. So the keywords will auto check once you enable this feature. They will auto check every 24 hours, and then you'll get position changes. And then the same thing for sitemaps is you can turn on auto submit. So every 24 hours, your main sitemap and anything listed in the main sitemap is submitted every 24 hours. And then you have all the history. So yeah, pretty slick. I get to track all the keywords for my clients now. And then I can give them their own login that doesn't have access to billing. If they're a viewer, they don't have access to users. And then I say you have access to Cruise Oil. So they would have access to this project, and they'd be able to see all this information. They would not have access to editing the project or changing any of the automations. But yeah, pretty slick.